My Betty be hearty soon?
Out of here!
My Betty not going.
Out of my sight! Out of my... Oh, my God. God, help me, Betty. Child, dear child, will you open up your eyes? Betty, little...
Uncle? Susanna Walcott's here from Dr. Griggs.
Oh, the doctor. Let her come.
Come in, Susanna.
What does the doctor say, my child?
Dr. Griggs, he bid me come and tell you, Reverend Sir, that he cannot discover no medicine for it in his books.
Then he must search on.
Aye, sir. He have been searching his books since he left you, sir, but he bid me tell you that you might look to unnatural things for the cause.
No. There be no unnatural causes here. Tell my sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly, and Mr. Hale will surely confirm that. Let him look to medicine and put all thoughts of unnatural causes here. There be none.
Aye, sir. He bid me tell you.
Speak nothing of it in the village, Susanna.
Go directly home and speak nothing of unnatural causes here.
Aye, sir. I pray for her.
Uncle, the rumor of witchcraft is all about. I think you'd best go down and deny it yourself. The parlor is packed with people, sir. I'll sit with her.
And what shall I say to them? That my daughter and niece I discovered dancing like heathen in the forest?
Uncle, we did dance. Let you tell them I confessed it, but they're speaking of witchcraft. Betty is not witched.
I cannot go before the congregation when I know you've not opened with me. What did you do with her in the forest?
We did dance, Uncle. And when you leaped in on us so suddenly, Betty was frightened. And then she fainted. There's the whole of it.
Child, sit you down!
I would never hurt Betty. I love her.
Now look, you child. I have no desire to punish you. That will come in its time. But if you trafficked with spirits in the forest, I must know of it. For surely my enemies will, and they'll ruin me.
But we never conjured spirits.
Then why could she not move herself since midnight? This child is desperate. It must come out, for my enemies will bring it out. Let me know what you have done there. Abigail, do you understand that I have many enemies?
I know it, Uncle.
There's a faction sworn to drive me from my pulpit. Do you understand that?
I think so, sir.
Now then, in the midst of such disruption, my own household is discovered to be the very center of some obscene practice. Abominations are done in the forest!
We're only sport, Uncle!
You call this sport? I saw Chishiba waving her arms over the fire when I came on you. Why was she doing that? And I heard a screeching and gibberish coming from her mouth.
She always sings her Barbados songs, and we dance.
I cannot blink what I saw, Abigail, for my enemies will not blink it. I saw a dress lying in the grass.
A dress?
Aye, a dress. I thought I saw someone naked running through the trees.
No one was naked. You mistake yourself.
I saw it! Now tell me true, Abigail. Now my ministry's at stake. My ministry, and perhaps your cousin's life. Whatever abominations you've done in the forest, give me all of them now. For I dare not be taken unaware when I go before them down there.
There is nothing more. I swear it, Uncle.
I have fought here 3 long years to bend these stiff-necked people to me. And now, just now, when there must be some good respect for me in the parish, you compromise my very character. I have given you a home, child. I have put clothes upon your back. Now give me an upright answer. Your name in the town, is it entirely white? Is it not?
Why, I'm sure it is. There be no blush about my name, sir.
Is there any other cause than you've given me for Goody Proctor discharging you? It has troubled me that you're now 7 months out of their house, and in all this time, no other family has ever called for your service.
They want slaves, not such as I. Let them send to Barbados for that. I will not black my face for any of them.
No, I cannot have... Oh, Goody Putnam, come in.
It is a marvel. It is surely a stroke of hell upon you.
It is not...
How high did she fly? How high?
No, she never...
Why,
flew.
sure she did. Mr. Collins saw her going over Ingersoll's barn, light as a bird, he says.
Now look you, Goody Putnam. She never... Good morning, Mr. Putnam.
There's a providence the thing is out now. It is a providence.
What's out, sir? What's...
Why? Her eyes is closed. Look you, Anne.
Why, that's strange. Ours is open.
Your little Ruth is sick?
I'd not call it sick. The devil's touch is heavier than sick. You know, it's death. Death driving into them, forked and hooved.
Oh, pray not. Oh, why, how does your child ail?
She ails as she must. She never waked this morning, but her eyes open, and she walks, and hears not, and sees not, and cannot eat. Her soul is taken, surely.
They say you sent for Reverend Hale of Beverly?
A precaution only. He has much experience in demonic arts. I
He
have...
has indeed, and found a witch in Beverly last year. Let you remember
Anne,
that.
they only thought that we're a witch. And I'm certain there be no element of witchcraft here.
No element of witchcraft. Now look you,
Thomas,
Mr. Harris.
I pray you, leap not to witchcraft. I know that you, least of all, Thomas, would ever wish so disastrous a charge laid upon me. We cannot leap to witchcraft. They will hound me out of Salem for such corruption in my house.
Now look you, Mr. Paris. I have taken your part in all contention here, and I would continue, but I cannot if you hold back in this. There are hurtful, vengeful spirits laying hands on these children.
But Thomas, you cannot...
Anne, tell Mr. Paris what you've done.
Reverend Paris, I have laid 7 babies unbaptized in this earth. Believe me, sir, you never saw more hardy babies born. And yet each would wither in my arms the very night of their birth. I have spoken nothing, but my heart has clamored intimations, and now this year, my Ruth, my only, I see her turning strange. A secret child she has become this year, like a sucking mouth we're pulling on her life too. So I thought to bring her to your Tituba.
Tituba? Oh, what made Tituba?
Tituba knows how to speak to the dead, Mr. Paris.
Goody Anne, it's formidable sin to conjure up the dead.
I take it on my soul! For who else may surely tell us what person murdered my babies?
Woman, you...
They were murdered, Mr. Paris, and mark this proof, mark it! Last night, my Ruth were ever so close to the little spirits. I know it, sir. For how else is she struck dumb now, except some power of darkness would stop her mouth? It is a marvelous sign, Mr. Paris.
Don't you understand it, sir? There is a murdering witch among us, bound to keep herself in the darkness. Let your enemies make of it what they will. You cannot blink it more.
And you were conjuring up spirits last night.
Not I, sir. Not I. Tituba and Ruth.
Now I'm undone.
You are not undone. Let you take hold here. Wait for no one to charge you. Declare it yourself. You have discovered witchcraft.
In my house, Thomas. In my house. They will topple me with this. They will make it
Pardons. I only thought to see how Betty is.
Weren't you home? Who's with Ruth?
Her grandma come. She's improved a little, I think. She gave a powerful sneeze before.
There's a sign of light.
I'd fear no more, Goody Putnam. It were a grand sneeze. Another like it will shake her wits together, I'm sure.
Will you leave me now, Thomas? I would pray a little while alone and...
Uncle, you've prayed since midnight. Why do you not just go down and...
No, I'll wait till Mr. Hale arrives.
Now look you, sir. Let you strike out against the devil and the village will bless you for it. Come down, pray to them, speak to them. They're searching for your word, mister. Surely you'll pray with them.
I have no stomach for disputation this morning. I will lead them in a psalm, but let you say nothing of witchcraft yet. I will not discuss it. The cause is yet unknown. I have had enough contention since I came. I want no more.
Mercy, you go home to Ruth. Did you hear?
I'm on.
She starts to the window. Cry for me at once.
Yes, Uncle.
There's a terrible power in her arms today.
How is Ruth sick?
It's weirdish, I know not. She seems to walk like a dead one since last night.
Betty. Now stop this! Betty, sit up now!
Have you tried beating her? I gave Ruth a good one and it wakes her for a minute. Here, let me have it.
No. He'll be coming up. Now look you. If they be questioning us, tell them we danced. I've told them as much already.
And what more?
He saw you naked.
Oh, what do we do? The whole village is out. What do we do? I just come from the farm. The whole country's talking witchcraft. They be calling us witches, Abby. They be calling us witches, Abby. She means to tell. I know it. Abby, we've got to tell. Witchery's a hanging error, a hanging like they done in Boston 2 years ago. We must tell the truth, Abby. You'll only be whipped for dancing and the other thing.
Oh, we'll be whipped.
I never done none of it, Abby. I only looked.
Oh, you're a great one for looking, aren't you, Mary Warren? Betty? Betty, dear, wake up now. It's Abigail. I'll beat you, Betty! My, you seem improving. I talked to your papa, and I told him everything. He knows now. He knows everything.
I want my mama!
What ails you, Betty? Your mama's dead and buried.
I'll fly to mama. Let me fly!
He knows now. He knows everything that we've done. Everything.
Blood! Abby, you drank blood!
Betty, you will never say that
You
again.
did! You drank the charm to kill John Proctor's wife! You drank the charm to kill Getty Proctor!
Shut it now! Shut it! Now look, you! All of you! We danced. And Tituba conjured Ruth Putnam's dead sisters. And that is all. And if I hear either of you breathe a word or the edge of a word about the other things, then I will come to you in the black of some terrible night and bring a pointy reckoning that will shudder you. And you know I can do it. I saw Indians smash the heads of my dear parents on the pillows next to mine, and I've seen some reddish work done at night. And I can make you wish that you never saw the sun go down. Now you, sit up and stop this!
What's got her? Abby, she's gonna die. It's a sin to cauldron.
I say shut it, Mary Warren!
Mr. Proctor, I was just going home.
Foolish, Mary Warren? Be you deaf? I forbid you leave the house, did I not? Why shall I pay you? I am looking for you more often than for my cows.
I only come to see the great doings in the
I'll show you a great doing one of these days. Now get you home. My wife is waiting with your work.
Aye, sir.
I'd best be off. I have my roof to watch. Good morning, Mr. Proctor.
She's only gone silly somehow. She'll come out of it.
So she flies, eh? Where are her wings?
Oh, John, surely you're not believing she flies.
The road past my house is a pilgrimage to Salem all morning. The town's mumbling witchcraft.
Oh, posh, we were dancing in the woods last night, and my uncle leaped in on us. She took a fright is all.
Dancing by the moonlight. You'll be clapped in the stocks before you're 20.
Give me a word, John. A soft word.
Abby, I've not come for that.
You've come 5 miles to see a silly girl fly? I know you better.
I've come to see what mischief your uncle's brewing now. Put it out of mind, Abby.
John, I am waiting for you every night.
Abby, you'll put it out of mind. I'll not be coming for you more.
You're surely sporting with me.
You know me better.
I see how you sweat whenever I come near. Now, I saw your face when she put me out. You loved me then and you do
Abby,
now.
that's a wild thing to say.
A wild thing may say wild things. I've seen you since she put me out. I've seen you nights.
I have hardly stepped off my farm this 7 month.
I have a sense for heat, John. And yours has drawn me to my window. Do you tell me you've never looked up at my window?
Perhaps I have.
I know you, John. I know you. I cannot sleep for dreaming. I cannot dream, but I wake and walk about the house as though I'd find you coming through some door.
Child.
How do you call me child?
Abby, I may think of you softly from time to time, but I will cut off my hand before I ever reach for you again. Wipe it out of mind, Abby. We never touched.
Aye, but we did.
But we did not.
Oh, I marvel how such a strong man may let such a sickly
You
wife...
speak nothing of Elizabeth.
She is blackening my name in the village. She's telling lies about me. She is a cold, sniveling woman, and you bend to her. Let her turn you
Do
like
you look for whipping?
I look for John Proctor, that knowledge in my heart. I never knew what pretense Salem was. I never knew the lying lessons I was being taught by these Christian women and their covenanted men. Now you bid me tear the light out of my eyes? I will not. I cannot. You loved me, John Proctor. And whatever sin it is, you love me yet. John, pity me, pity me.
Girl, what ails you?
What happened?
Stop that wailing, girl!
I heard you singing and suddenly she
The psalm, she cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
No,
Mark it for a sign, mark it.
This is a notorious sign of witchcraft, a prodigious sign.
My mother told me that, when they cannot bear to hear the Lord's name.
Rebecca, come to her. We're lost. She suddenly cannot bear to hear the Lord's name. There's a hard sickness here, Giles Corey, so please keep it quiet.
I've not said a word. No one here can testify I've said a word. Is she gonna fly again? I hear that she flies.
Oh, hold your tongue, Giles!
What have you done?
Pray. Calm yourselves. I have 11 children and I am 26 times a grandma. And I've seen them all through their silly seasons. And when it come on them, they run the devil bow-legged keeping up with their mischief. I think she'll wake when she tires of it. A child's spirit is like a child. You can never catch it by running after it. You must stand still. And for love, it will soon itself come back.
And that's the truth of it, Rebecca.
This is no silly season, Rebecca. My Ruth is bewildered, Rebecca. She cannot eat.
Perhaps she has not hungered yet. Mr. Paris, I hope you're not decided to go in search of loose spirits. I've heard promise of that outside.
Wide opinions running in the parish, that the devil may be among us. And I would satisfy them that they are wrong.
Then let you come out and call them wrong. Are you our minister or Mr. Hale? Did you consult with the wardens of the church before you called this minister to look for devils?
He is not coming to look for devils.
Then what's he coming for?
There be children dying in the village, mister.
I've seen undying.
Pray, John. Be calm. Mr. Paris, I think you best send Reverend Hale back as soon as he come. This will set us all to arguing again in the society, and we thought to have peace this year. I think we ought to rely on Dr. Griggs now and good prayer.
Rebecca, the doctor is baffled.
If so he is, then let us go to God for the cause of it. There's prodigious danger in the seeking of loose spirits. I fear it. I fear it. Let us rather blame ourselves and...
How may we blame ourselves? I am one of 9 sons. The Putnam seat of peopled this province, yet here we have 1 child left of 8. And now she shrivels.
I cannot fathom that.
You think it's God's work that you should never lose a child or a grandchild either, and I bury all but 1?
When Reverend Hale comes, you will proceed to look for signs of
You
witchcraft.
cannot command Mr. Paris. We vote by name in this society, not by acreage.
I never heard you so worried so on this society, Mr. Proctor. You know, I haven't seen you at a Sabbath meeting since snow flew.
I have trouble enough without I come 5 miles to hear him preach nothing but hellfire and bloody damnation. There are many that stay away from church these days because he hardly ever mentioned God anymore.
Why, that's a drastic charge.
Somewhat true. There are many that quail to bring their children to church these days.
I do not preach for children, Rebecca. It is not the children who are unmindful of their obligations toward this ministry. Where is my wood? My contract provides I be supplied with all of my firewood. I am waiting since November for a stick. And even in November, I had to show my frost-bitten hands like some London beggar.
You're allowed £6 a year to buy your wood, Mr. Paris.
I am paid little enough without I spend £6 on firewood. The salary is £66, Mr. Proctor. I'm no preaching farmer with a book under my arm. I'm a graduate of Harvard College.
Aye, and well instructed in mathematics.
Mr. Corey, you look far for a man of my kind at £60 a year. I'm not used to this poverty. I left a thrifty business in the Barbados serving the Lord. I cannot fathom it. Why am I persecuted here? I cannot offer one proposition without there be a howling riot of arguments. I've often wondered if the devil be in it somewhere. I cannot understand you people otherwise.
Paris, you are the first minister ever to demand the deed to this house.
I am your 3rd preacher in 7 years. I do not wish to be put out like the cat whenever some majority feels the whim. You people seem not to comprehend that a minister is the Lord's man in the parish. A minister is not to be so lightly crossed and contradicted.
Aye!
There's either obedience or the church will burn like hell is burning.
Can you speak 1 minute without we land in hell again? I am sick of hell!
It is not for you to say what is good for you to hear.
I may speak my heart, I think.
What are we, Quakers? We are not Quakers here yet, Mr. Proctor, and you may tell it to your followers.
My followers!
There's a faction in this church. I am not blind. There's a faction and a party.
Against you!
Aye, against him, and all authority.
Well, then I must find it and join it.
He does not mean that.
No, I mean it solemnly, Rebecca. I like not the stench of this authority. I have a crop to drag home and lumber to sow. What say you, Giles? He says there is a party. Let's find that party.
I've changed my opinion of this man. Mr. Paris, I beg your pardon. I never knew you had such iron in you.
Why? Thank you, Giles.
It suggests to the mind what trouble be among us all these days. Wherefore is everybody suing everybody? I've been to court 6 times this year.
Is it the Lord's fault that a man cannot say you good morning without you clap him for defamation? You're old, Giles, and you're not hearing as well as you did.
John Proctor, I only took you to court for £9 damages for publicly saying that you burned the roof.
I never said no such thing. But I paid you for it, so I pray I might call you deaf without charge.
You may not.
A moment, Mr. Proctor. What lumber is that you're dragging home, if I may ask you?
Well, my lumber. From my pasture out by the riverbed.
Well, we surely have gone wild this year. What anarchy is this? That tract is in my bounds, Mr. Proctor. It's in my bounds.
I bought that tract from Goody Nurse's husband 5 months ago.
He had no right to sell it. It stands clear in my grandfather's will that all the land between
Your
the river...
grandfather had a habit of willing land that never belonged to him, if I may say it plain.
That's the Lord's truth. He nearly willed away my north pasture, but he knew that I would break his fingers before he set his name to it.
You load one oak of mine and you'll fight to drag it home.
Aye, and we'll win too, this fool and I. Come along, John.
Oh, I'll have my men on you, Corey. I'll clapper in on you.
Pray you! Someone take these. Oh, it's good to see you again. My, they look quite heavy.
They must be. They are weighted with authority.
Well, you do come prepared.
We shall need hard study if it comes to tracking down the old boy. My, you cannot be. Rebecca Nurse.
I am, sir. Do you know me?
It is strange how I knew you. But I suppose you look as a good soul should. We have all heard of your great charities in Beverly.
Do you know this gentleman? Mr. Thomas Putnam and his good wife Anne?
Why, Putnam! I had not expected such distinguished company, sir.
It does not seem to help us today, Reverend Hale. We look to you to come to our home and save our child.
Your child ails too.
Her soul seems flown away. She sleeps and yet she walks.
She cannot eat.
Cannot eat! Do you men also have affliction?
No, these are farmers.
You don't believe in witches?
I never spoke on witches one way or another. Will you come, Giles?
No, I think not, John. I have a few questions to ask this fellow.
I hear you be a sensible man, Mr. Hale. I pray you leave some of it in Salem.
Will you look at my daughter, sir? She has tried to leap out the window. We discovered her this morning on the high road, waving her arms as though she'd fly.
Tries to fly?
She cannot bear to hear the Lord's name, Mr. Hale. That's a sure sign of witchcraft afoot.
No. We cannot look to the superstition in this. Let me instruct you. The devil is precise, and the marks of his presence are as definite as stone, and we must look only to his proper signs and judge nothing beforehand. And I must tell you all that I shall not proceed unless you are prepared to believe me, should I find no trace of hell in all of this.
It is agreed, sir. It is agreed. We will abide by your judgment.
Good then. Now, sir, what was your first warning of this strangeness?
Why, I discovered her and my niece Abigail and 10 or 12 other girls dancing in the forest last night.
You permit dancing?
No, it was secret!
Mr. Paris's slave has knowledge of conjuring, sir.
Goody Ann, we cannot be sure of that!
I know it, sir. I sent my child. She should learn from Tituba, who murdered her sisters.
Goody Ann, you sent a child to conjure up the dead?
Oh, let God blame me. Not you, Rebecca. I'll not have you judging me anymore.
Mr. Hale, is it a natural work to lose 7 children before they live a day?
7 dead in childbirth?
Aye.
What book is that?
What's there, sir?
This is the invisible world. Caught, defined, and calculated. In this book, the devil stands stripped of his brute disguises. In here, you have your familiar spirits, your incubi and your succubi, your witches that go by land, by air, and by sea, and your wizards of the night and of the day. Have no fear now, for we shall find out if the devil has come among us, and I mean to crush him utterly if he has shown his face.
Will I hurt the child, sir?
I cannot tell. If she is truly in the devil's grip, we may have to rip and tear to get her free.
I think I'll go then. I'm too old for this.
Why, Rebecca, We may open up the boil of all our troubles today.
Let us hope for that. I go to God for you, sir.
I hope you don't mind go to Satan here.
I wish I knew.
Come, Reverend Hale. Let's get on.
Mr. Hale, I've always wanted to ask a learned man. What signifies the reading of strange books?
What books?
I cannot tell. She hides them.
And who does this?
My wife, Martha. It's many a night I find her in the corner reading of a book. So what do you make of that?
Why, that's not
It
necessarily...
discomforts me. Mark this. Last night I tried to say my prayers, but I couldn't. Then she closes her book and walks out of the house, and suddenly, mark this, I could pray again.
Ah, the stoppage of prayer. That is strange. I'd like to speak further on that with you.
I'm not saying she's touched by the devil. I just want to know what books she reads and why she reads them.
Aye, we'll discuss it. Now then, mark me. If the devil is truly in her, you will witness some frightful wonders. So please, keep your wits about you. Putnam, stand by in case she flies. Betty, dear, would you sit up? Can you hear me? I am Reverend John Hale, minister of Beverly. I've come to help you. Do you remember my 2 little girls in Beverly?
How could it be the devil? Why would he choose my house to strike?
What victory would the devil have to win a soul already won? No, sir. It is the best the devil wants. And who is better than the minister?
That's profound, Mr. Hale. Very deep.
Who afflicts you, child? Mind you, it need not be a woman, nor a man. Perhaps some bird, invisible to others, comes to you. Perhaps a pig, or any beast at all. What figure bids you fly? In nomine Domini, suis filic it ad infernus. Abigail, what sort of dancing were you doing with her in the woods?
Why, common dancing is all.
Why, sir, I think I ought to say that I found a kettle in the grass where they were dancing.
That were only soup.
Soup? What sort of soup were in this kettle?
Why, beans and lentils, I think, and just...
Mr. Paris, you did not happen to notice, did you, any living thing? Perhaps a spider, a mouse, a frog?
That frog jumped in. We never put it in.
A frog, Abby!
We never put it in.
Abigail, it may be your cousin is dying. Did you call the devil last night?
I never called him. Tituba called him.
She called the devil?
I should like to speak with Tituba.
Goody Ann, will you bring her up for me?
How did Tituba call the devil?
I know not. She spoke Barbados.
When she called him, did you feel any strangeness? Perhaps a sudden cool wind, a trembling below the ground?
I didn't see no devil. Betty, wake up now, Betty, Betty!
You cannot evade me, Abigail. Did your cousin drink any of the brew in that kettle last night?
She never drank it.
Did you drink of it?
No, sir.
Did Tituba ask you to drink it?
She tried, but I refused.
Why are you concealing? Have you sold yourself to Lucifer?
I have not sold myself. I'm a good girl. I did drink of the kettle. Tituba made me drink it. She made Betty do it. Abby, she makes me drink blood.
What?
My baby's blood?
No, it is chicken blood. I can see chicken blood.
Woman, have you enlisted these children for the devil?
No, I don't talk with no devil.
Then why could she not awake? Are you silencing this child?
Let me, Betty.
You have sent your spirit out upon her, have you not? Are you gathering souls for the devil?
She sent her spirit on me in church. She make me laugh at prayer.
She've often laughed at prayer.
She comes to me every night to go and drink blood. You peg me to conjure, Abby. She pegged me I'll tell you something. She comes to me while I sleep. She's always making me dream corruptions. Abby! Sometimes I wake and find myself standing in a doorway and not a stitch on my body. And I hear her laughing at me and singing her Barbados songs and tempting me.
Tituba, I demand you wake this child!
I have no power on this child, sir.
You most certainly do, and you will loose her from it immediately. When did you compact with the devil?
I don't compact with no devil.
You won't confess yourself, or I'll take you out and whip you to your death, Tituba.
This woman must be hanged. She must be taken and hanged.
No! Don't hang Tituba.
I tell him I don't desire to work for him, sir.
Who? The devil? Now, Tituba, I know that when we bind ourselves to hell, it is hard to break with it entirely. We are going to help you tear yourself free. You would be a good Christian woman, would you not?
I, sir, a good Christian woman.
And you love these little children, Tituba.
I don't desire to hurt little children.
And you love God, Tituba.
I love God with all my being.
Now in his holy name,
Bless him, bless him.
and to his eternal glory,
Eternal glory, bless him, bless God.
open yourself, Tituba. Open yourself and let God's holy light shine on you.
Oh, bless the Lord.
When the devil came, did he come with another person? Perhaps another person from the village, someone you know.
Who came with him?
Sarah Good. Did you ever see Sarah Good with the devil? Her or Goody Osborne?
It was a man or woman came with him?
What woman?
What woman? A woman, you said. What woman?
It was black, dark.
You could see him. Why could you not see her?
Was running around and carrying on and talking.
Salem? Salem witches?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Tituba, you must have no fear now to give us their names, for we will protect you. The devil can never overcome a minister. You know that, do you not?
Yes, sir, I do.
You have confessed yourself to witchcraft. That speaks a wish to come to heaven's side, and we will bless you.
Oh, God bless you, Mr. Hale.
You are God's instrument placed in our hands to help us to discover the devil's agents among us. You are selected, Tituba. You are chosen to help cleanse our village. So speak utterly. Turn your back on him and face God. Face God, Tituba.
Oh, God, protect Tituba.
Who came to you with the devil? 2, 3, 4? How many?
There's 4. There's 4.
Who? Their names! Their names!
Well, how many times have you bid me kill you, Mr. Paris? To say, Mr. Paris must be killed. Mr. Paris, no goodly man. Mr. Paris, mean man and no gentleman. And he bid me rise up my bed and cut your throat. But I tell him no. I don't hate that man. I don't want to kill that man. What do you say? You work for me, Tituba, and I make you free. I give you pretty dress to wear, and I put you way up high in the air, and you can't fly back to Barbados. And I say, you lie, devil! You lie! And then, one stormy night, he come to me and he say, look, I have white people belonging to me. And I look, and there was Goody Good!
Sarah Good?
Aye, sir, and Goody Osborne!
I knew it! Goody Osborne were midwife to me 3 times. I begged you, Thomas, did I not? I begged him not to call Osborne because I feared her. My baby's always shriveled in my hands.
Tituba, you must take courage to give us all of their names. Look at the children. Look at their God-given innocence. Their souls are so tender, and we must protect them. Tituba, God will bless you certainly for your help.
I want to open myself. I want the light of God. I want the sweet love of Jesus. I danced for the devil. I saw his face. I wrote in his book. I go back to Jesus. I kiss his hand. I saw Sarah Good with the devil. I saw Goody Osborne with the devil. I saw Bridget Bishop with the devil.
I saw George Jacobs with the devil. I saw Goody Howe with the devil.
She speaks!
Glory to God! It is broken. They are free.
Martha Bellows with the devil.
I saw Goody Simmer with the devil.
The marshal! I'll call the marshal!
Let the marshal
I saw Goody Hopkins with the devil. I saw Mr. Barton with the devil. I saw Goody Franklin with the devil. Goody Simmer.
What keeps you so late? It's almost dark.
We're planting. Far up to the forest edge.
Oh, so you're done then?
Aye, the farm is seeded. The boys asleep.
They will be soon.
Pray now for a fair summer.
Aye.
Are you well today?
I am. It is a rabbit.
Oh, is it? In Jonathan's trap?
No, she walked into the house this afternoon. I found her sitting in the corner like she'd come to visit.
It's a good sign walking in.
Pray God. It hurt my heart to strip her. Poor rabbit.
Oh, it is well seasoned.
I took great care. She's tender?
Aye. I think we'll see green fields soon. It's warm as blood beneath the clods.
That's well.
If the crop is good, I'll buy George Jacob's heifer. How would that please you, Elizabeth?
It would.
I do mean to please you, Elizabeth.
I know it, John.
Cider?
Aye.
The farm's incontinent when you go foot by foot dropping seeds in it.
It must be.
On Sunday, let you come with me, and we'll walk the farm together. I never seen such a load of flowers in my life. Massachusetts is a beauty in the spring.
Aye, it is.
I think you're sad again. Are you?
You returned so late, I thought you'd gone to Salem this afternoon.
Why? I have no business in Salem.
You did speak of going earlier this week.
Well, I thought better of it since.
Why, Mary Warren's there today.
Why'd you let her go? You heard me forbid her go to Salem anymore.
I couldn't stop her.
It is a fault. It is a fault, Elizabeth. You are the mistress of this house, not Mary Warren.
She frightened all my...
How may that mouse frighten you?
It is no mouse no more. I forbid her go, and she raised her chin to me like the daughter of a prince and says, I must go to Salem, Goody Proctor. I am an official of the court.
Court? What court?
Aye. It is a proper court they have now. They sent 4 judges out of Boston, she says. Weighty magistrates of the general court, and at the head sits the deputy governor of the province.
Why, she's mad.
I would to God she were. She says there be 14 people in the jail now, and they'll be tried, and the court have the power to hang them too, she says.
They'd never hang.
Deputy governor promised hanging if they'll not confess, John. The town's gone wild, I think. Mary Warren speaks of Abigail as though she were a saint to hear her, and she brings the other girls with her to court, and where she walks, the crowd will part like the sea for Israel. And folks are brought before them, and if she were to scream and howl and fall to the floor, the person's clapped in jail for bewitching her.
Oh, it is a black mischief.
I think you should go to Salem, John. I think so. You must tell them it is a fraud.
Aye, it is surely.
Let you go to Cheever. She knows you well. You can tell her what Abby said to you last week in her uncle's house. She said it had naught to do with witchcraft, did she not?
Aye, she did.
God forbid you keep it from the court, John. I think they must be told.
Aye, they must. It is a wonder they do believe her.
I would go to Salem now, John. Let you go tonight.
I will think on it.
You cannot keep it.
I know I cannot keep it. I say I will think on it.
Good then. Let you think on it.
Elizabeth, I am only wondering how I may prove what she told me. If the girl's a saint now, I think it not easy to prove she's fraud and the town gone so silly. She told it to me in a room alone. I have no proof for it.
You were alone with her?
For a moment, aye.
Why then, it is not as you told
For a moment, I say. The others come in soon after.
Do as you wish then.
Woman, I'll not have your suspicion anymore.
I'll
not have it.
But let you not earn it.
Do you doubt me yet?
John, if it were not for Abigail, you must go to her. Would you falter now? I think not.
Look, you.
I see what I see, John.
I'll not have your suspicion anymore, Elizabeth.
I have no suspicion.
I have good reason to think before I charge fraud on Abigail, and I will think on it. Let you look to your own improvement before you judge your husband anymore. I have forgot Abigail, and
I.
Spare me. You forget nothing and forgive nothing. Learn charity, woman. I have not moved from there to there without I think to please you this whole 7 months, and still an everlasting funeral marches round your heart. I cannot speak lest I am doubted every moment judged for lies as though I come into this house.
I do not judge you. The
I'll
magistrate
plead my honesty no more, Elizabeth.
I do not judge
John! No more! I should have roared you down when you first told me of your suspicion, but I wilted. Like a Christian, I confessed. Some dream I had must have mistaken you for God that day, but you're not. You're not. Let you remember it. Let you look sometimes for the goodness in me and judge me not.
Never thought you but a good man, only somewhat bewildered.
Elizabeth, your justice would freeze beer. How do you go to Salem when I forbid it? Do you mock me? I will whip you if you dare leave this house again.
I'm sick. I'm sick of Mr. Proctor. Pray hurt me not. But my insides are all shuddery. I'm in the proceedings all day.
And what of the proceedings here? When will you proceed to keep this house as you are paid £9 a year to do, and my wife not wholly well?
I made a gift for you today, Goody Proctor. I had to sit long hours in a chair and pass the time with sewing.
Why, thank you. It is a fair poppet.
We must all love each other now, Goody Proctor.
Oh, indeed. Indeed we must.
I'll get up early in the morning and clean the house. I must go to sleep now.
Mary, is it true there be 14 women arrested?
No, sir, there be 39 now.
39?
She's weeping. What ails you, child?
Goody Osborne will hang.
Hanged, you say? And the deputy governor will permit it?
He sentenced her. He must. But not Sarah Good. Sarah Good confessed, you see.
Confess to what?
That she sometimes made a compact with Lucifer and wrote her name in his black book with her own blood and bound herself to torment Christians till God throw down and that we must all worship hell forevermore.
Well, you know what a jabber she is. Did you tell them that?
Mr. Proctor, in open court she near choked us all to death.
How choked you?
She sent her spirit out.
Why, Mary Shirley.
She tried to kill me many times, Goody Proctor.
Why, I never heard you mention that before.
I never knew it before. I never knew anything before. When she come into court, I say to myself, I must not accuse this woman, for she sleep in ditches, and so very old and poor. But then she sit there, denying and denying, and I feel a misty coldness climbing on my back, and I feel the skin on my skull begin to creep, and I feel a clamp around my neck, and I cannot breathe there and then. I hear a voice, a screaming voice, and it were my voice, and all at once I remember everything she done to me.
What have she done to you?
Oh, so many times, Mr. Proctor, she come to this very door bringing bread and a cup of cider. And mark this, whenever I turned her away empty, she mumbled.
She mumbled.
But what does she mumble? You must remember, Goody Proctor, last month, Monday, I think, she walked away and I thought my guts would burst for 2 days after. Do you remember it?
Why, I surely do.
And so I told that to Judge Hawthorne, and he asked her so.
Goody good.
Says he.
What curse do you mumble that this girl must fall sick after turning you away?
And then she replies,
Why, Your Excellence, no curse at all. I only say my commandments. I hope I may say my commandments.
says she.
And that is an upright answer.
But then Judge Hawthorne say,
Recite for us your commandments.
and of all the 10, she could not say a single one. She never knew no commandment till they had her in a flat line.
And so condemned her?
Why, they must when she condemned herself.
The proof!
I told you the proof, it's hard. Proof hard as rock, the judges said.
You will not go to that court anymore, Mary Warren.
I must tell you, sir, I will be gone every day now. I am amazed you do not see what weighty work we do.
What work you do? It's strange work for a Christian girl to hang old women.
But Mr. Proctor, they will not hang them if they confess. Sarah Good will only sit in jail for some time and... Oh, here's a wonder for you. Think on this. Goody Good is pregnant.
Pregnant? Why, they're mad. The woman's near to 60.
They had Dr. Griggs examine her and she's full to the brim. Smoking a pipe all these years. No husband either. But she's safe, thank God, for they'll not hurt the innocent child. Be that not a marvel? Oh, you must see it, sir. It's God's work we do. So I'll be gone every day for some time. I am an official of the court.
I'll official you!
I will not stand with it anymore! The devil's loose in Salem, Mr. Proctor. We must discover where he is.
I'll whip the devil out of you!
Her life today!
I'm accused?
You are somewhat mentioned. But I said to them, I never saw no sign you ever send your spirit out to hurt no one. And seeing as I do live so closely with you, they dismissed it.
Who accused me?
I am bound by law. I cannot tell it. I hope you'll not be so sarcastical no more. 4 judges and the king's deputy sat to dinner with us but an hour ago. I would have you speak civilly to me from this out.
Go to bed.
I'll not be ordered to bed no more, Mr. Proctor. I am 18 and a woman, however single.
Do you wish to sit up? Then sit up!
Sorry, we should go to bed.
Good night, then!
Good night!
Oh, the noose is up!
There will be no noose.
She wants me dead. I knew a week would come to
They
this.
dismissed it. You heard
And
her
what of
say.
tomorrow? She'll cry me out until they take me.
Sit you down.
She wants me dead, John. You know it.
Sit down, Elizabeth. We must be wise now.
Oh, indeed. Indeed.
Fear nothing. I'll call Cheever. I'll tell her Abigail said it. We're all sport.
So many in the jail. Much more than that is needed now, I think. Would you favor me with this? Go to Abigail.
What have I to say to Abigail?
John, grant me this. You have a faulty understanding of young girls. There's a promise made in any bed.
What promise?
Spoke or silent, a promise is surely made. She may dote on it now, and I'm sure she does, and thinks to kill me and take my place. It is her dearest hope, John, I know it. There be 1,000 names, why does she call mine? There be a certain danger in calling such a name, for I am no goody good that sleeps in ditches, nor Osborne drunk and half-witted. She dare not call such a farmer's wife without monstrous profit of it. She thinks to take my place, John, you know it.
She cannot think
Have
it.
you ever shown her somewhat of contempt? You cannot pass her in the church, but you will blush.
I may blush for my sin.
Think she sees another meaning in that
And
blush.
what see you? What see you, Elizabeth?
I think you be somewhat ashamed, for I am there and she's so close.
When will you know me, woman? Were I stone, I would have cracked for shame this 7 months.
Then go and tell her she is a whore. Whatever promise she may sense, John, break it.
Good then, I'll go.
Oh, how unwilling!
I will curse her harder than the oldest cinder in hell. Fear not, but pray begrudge me not my anger.
Your anger, I only
Woman,
ask.
am I so base? Do you truly think me base?
Never called you baby.
Then how do you charge me with such a promise?
Why do you anger with me when I bid you break
Because
it?
it speaks deceit and I'm honest. But I'll plead no more. I see now that your spirit twists around the single error of my life and I will never tear it free.
You'll tear it free when you come to know that I will be your only wife or no wife at all. She has an arrow in you yet, John Proctor, and you know it well.
Good evening.
Why, Mr. Hale. Come in, sir, come in.
I hope I do not startle you.
No. It is only that I heard no horse.
You are good wife Proctor.
Aye, Elizabeth.
I hope you are not yet off to bed.
No, let you come in. Let you come in, Mr. Hale. We are not used to visitors after dark, but you are welcome here. Will you sit?
Yes, let you sit, good wife Proctor.
Will you drink cider, Mr. Hale?
No. It rebels my stomach, and I have some further traveling yet tonight. Let you sit, mister. I will not keep you long. I have some business with you.
Business of the court?
No. I come of my own, without the court's authority. Hear me. I know not if you are aware, sir, but your wife's name is mentioned in the court.
We know it, sir. Our Mary Warren told us we are utterly amazed.
As you know, sir, I am a stranger here, and in my ignorance, I find it hard to draw a clear opinion of those that come accused before the court. And so, this afternoon and now tonight, I go from house to house. I come now from Rebecca Nurse's.
Rebecca's charged?
God forbid such a woman be charged. She is, however, mentioned somewhat.
You'll never believe, I hope, that Rebecca's ever trafficked with the devil.
Woman, it is possible.
Surely you cannot think so.
This is a strange time, mister. No man may longer doubt that the spiritual powers of the dark are gathered in a monstrous attack upon this very village. But there's far too much evidence to deny it. You will agree, sir.
I have no knowledge on that line, but it's hard to think so pious a woman could be of the devil after 70 years of such good prayer.
Aye, but the devil is a wily one. However, she is far from accused, and I know she will not be. I thought, sir, to put some question as to the Christian character of this household, if you'll permit me.
We have no fear of questions, sir.
Good then. Now, in the book of records Mr. Paris keeps, I note that you are rarely in attendance on Sabbath day in
Sir,
church.
you are mistaken.
Only 26 times in 17 months. I must call that rare, sir. Will you tell me why you are so absent?
Mr. Hale, I never knew I must account to that man whether I come to church or stay at home. My wife was sick this winter.
Aye, so I have been told. But you, mister, why could you not come alone?
I surely did when I could, and when I could not, I prayed in this very house.
Your house, sir, is not a church. Your theology must tell you that.
It does, sir, and it also tells me that a minister may pray to heaven without he have golden candlesticks upon the altar.
Golden candlesticks?
Since we built the church, there were pewter candlesticks upon the altar. Francis nursemaid them, you see, and no sweeter hand had ever touched the metal. But Paris came, and for 20 weeks he preached nothing but golden candlesticks until he had them. I labor the earth from dawn of day to blink of night, sir, and I tell you true. When I lift my eyes to heaven and see my money glaring at his elbows, it hurt my prayer, sir. It hurt my prayer. Sometimes I think he dreams cathedrals, not clapboard meeting houses.
And yet, mister, a Christian on Sabbath is to be in church. Tell me, you have 3 children?
Aye, boys.
How come it is only 2 that are baptized?
I like not that Mr. Paris should lay a hand on my baby. I'll not conceal it. I see no light of God in that man.
I must tell you, sir, that is not for you to decide. The man's ordained. Therefore, the light of God is within him.
What's your suspicion, Mr. Hale?
What? I have no
I nailed the roof on that church. I hung the door.
Oh, did you? That's a good sign, then.
It may be that I've been too quick to bring the man to book, but you cannot think we ever desired the destruction of religion. I think that's what's in your mind, is it not?
I have. There is a softness in your records, sir. A softness.
I think we have been too hard on Mr. Paris. I think so. But it is sure we never loved the devil here.
Elizabeth, do you know your commandments?
I surely do. There be no mark of blame upon my life. I am a covenanted Christian woman.
And you, mister?
I am sure I do, sir.
Let you repeat them then, if you will.
The commandments?
Aye.
Thou shalt not kill.
Aye.
Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods, nor make unto thee any graven image. Thou shalt honor thy father and mother. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt honor the Sabbath day and keep it holy. Thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain, nor bear unto thee any false witness. And thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
You have said that twice, sir.
Aye.
Adultery, John.
Aye. You see, sir, between the two of us, we do know them all. I think it'd be a small fault, sir.
Theology, sir, is a fortress. No crack in a fortress may be accounted small.
There be no love for Satan in this house, Mr. Hale.
I pray it. I pray it dearly. Well then, I'll bid you good night.
Mr. Hale, you are suspecting me somewhat, are you not?
Good wife Proctor, I cannot judge you. My only duty is to add what I may to the godly wisdom of the court. Now then, I bid you good health and good fortune. Good night, mister.
I think you must tell him, John.
What's that?
Will you tell him?
I have no witness and cannot prove it lest my word be taken. But I know the children's sickness has naught to do with witchcraft.
Not to do?
They were discovered sporting in the woods by Mr. Paris. They were startled and took sick.
Who told you this?
Abigail Williams.
Abigail?
Aye.
Abigail Williams said it not to do with
She
witchcraft.
told me the night you came, sir.
Why then would you conceal this from me?
Because I did not know until tonight that the world has gone daft with this nonsense.
Nonsense? I myself have examined Sarah Good, Tituba, and numerous others that have confessed to dealing with the devil. They have confessed it.
And why not if they must hang for denying it? There are them that will swear to anything before they'll hang. Have you not thought of that?
I have. I have indeed. And you would be willing to testify this in the courts?
I had not reckoned with going to the court, sir, but if I must, I will.
Ah, you falter there, sir.
I falter nothing, but I wonder if my story will be credited in such a court. I do wonder it when a minister of such great standing as yourself will suspicion such a woman that have never lied. She cannot lie, sir, and the world knows she cannot. I may falter somewhat, sir, but I am no fool.
Mr. Proctor, pray, be open with me, for I've heard a thing that troubles me. It is said that you hold the belief that there may not even be witches in the world. Is that true, sir?
I know not what I have said. I may have said it. I have wondered if there be witches in the world.
Then you do not believe?
I have no knowledge of it. The Bible speaks of witches, and I will not deny them.
And you, woman?
I cannot believe it.
You cannot?
Elizabeth, you bewilder him.
I cannot believe the devil may own a woman's soul when she has kept an upright way as I have. I'm a good woman, I know it. And if you believe that can only do good work in the world and be secretly bound to Satan, I must tell you, sir, I do not believe it.
But certainly
If you think I am one, then I say there are none.
But the gospel, woman, surely you do not fly against
the gospel, every word.
Question Abigail Williams of the gospel, not myself.
She do not mean to doubt the gospel. This be a Christian house, sir, a Christian house.
God keep you both. Let the third child quickly be baptized, and you go without fail each Sunday into Sabbath prayer, and keep a quiet, solemn way amongst yourselves.
John!
Giles, what's wrong?
They take my wife and Rebecca Nurse.
Rebecca's in the jail?
John, Cheever, come and take her in her wagon. We've only now come from the jail, and they won't even let us in to see them.
They've surely gone wild now, Mr. Hale.
Reverend Hale, can you not speak to the deputy governor? I'm sure he mistakes these people.
Pray, calm yourself a moment.
My sister is the very brick and mortar of the church, Mr. Hale. And Martha Corey, there cannot be a woman closer yet to God than Martha.
How is Rebecca charged, Miss Nurse?
For murder, she's charged. For the marvelous and supernatural murder of Goody Putnam's babies. What am I to do, Mr. Hale?
Believe me, Miss Nurse, if Rebecca truly be tainted, nothing's left to stop the whole green world from burning. Let you rest upon the justice of the courts. The court will find her innocent. I know it.
You cannot mean she will be tried in court.
How may such a woman murder children?
Remember, man, until an hour before the devil fell, God thought him beautiful in heaven.
Mr. Hale, I only say my wife will read books.
What complaint were made on your wife, Corey?
That bloody mongrel Walcott. He buy a pig of my wife 3 or 4 years ago. When the pig died, come prancing back in for his money. So my Martha, she say to him,
Walcott, if you haven't the wit to feed a pig properly, you're not going to live to own many.
And now he takes me to court saying he can't keep a pig for more than 4 weeks without it dying because my Martha's bewitching him with her books.
Good evening. Good evening to you, John Proctor.
Why, Cheever, good evening.
Good evening, all. Good evening, Mr. Hale.
I hope you do not come on business of the court.
I do, Proctor. I'm clerk of the court now, you know.
It's a pity, Cheever, that a good Christian tailor such as yourself, who may have gone to heaven, must go to hell now. You'll burn for this, don't you know it? You'll burn!
You know yourself I must do as I'm told. Surely you know that, Giles, and I leave you not sending you to hell. I like not the sound of it, I tell you. I like not the sound of it.
Now, believe me, John, how heavy be the law and all of its tonnage, I do carry on my back tonight. I have a warrant for your wife.
What say you? You said you were not charged!
I know nothing of it! When was she charged, Cheever?
I'm given 16 warrants tonight, sir, and she is one.
Who charged her?
Why, Abigail Williams charged her.
Williams, on what proof? What proof?
Mr. Proctor, I have little time, and the court bid me to search your house, but I like not to search house. So, will you hand me any poppets your wife may keep here?
Poppets?
I never kept no puppets. Not since I was a girl.
I spy a poppet, Goody Proctor.
Why, that's Mary's.
Would you please give it to me?
Has the court discovered a text in poppets now?
Do you keep any others in the house?
No, nor this one till tonight. What signifies a poppet?
Why, a poppet may signify Now, will you come with me?
She will not. Fetch Mary here.
No, I'm forbid to leave her from my sight.
You will leave her out of sight and out of mind, Cheever. Fetch Mary, Elizabeth.
What signifies a poppet, Cheever?
Why, they say a poppet may signify that. Why, this...
What's there?
Why, it is a needle. Willard, it is a needle.
What signifies a needle?
Well, this go hard with her, Proctor. I had my doubts, Proctor. I had my doubts. But here is calamity. You see it, sir. It is a needle.
Why? What meaning has it?
The girl. The Williams girl. Abigail Williams, sir. She sat to dinner in Reverend Paris's house tonight. And without word nor warning, she falls to the floor. Like a struck beast, he says. And screams a scream a bull would weep to hear. And he goes to save her. And stuck 2 inches in the flesh of her belly, he draw a needle out. And demanding of how she came to be so stabbed, she testified it were your wife's familiar spirit that pushed it in.
Why, she stuck it in there herself. I hope you're not taking this for proof, Mr. Hale.
'Tis hard proof. I find here a poppet Goody Proctor keeps. I found it, sir, and in the belly of the poppet a needle stuck. I tell you true, I never wanted such proof of...
Mary, how did this poppet come into my house?
What poppet's that, sir?
This poppet!
I think it is mine.
It is your poppet, is it not?
It is, sir.
And how did it come into my house?
I made it in the court today, sir, and give it to
Now
me.
do you have it?
Mary Warren, a needle has been found stuck in this poppet.
Oh, I meant no harm by it, sir.
You stuck that needle in yourself?
I believe I did, sir.
What say you now?
Child, are you certain this be your natural memory? May it be someone conjures you even now to say this?
Conjures me? No, I am entirely myself. I think. Let you ask Susanna Walcott. She saw me sewing it in the court. Oh, ask Abby. Abby sat beside me when I made it.
Bid her be gone, monsieur. Your mind is surely settled now. Bid her out.
What signifies a needle?
Mary Warren, you charge a cold, cruel murder on Abigail Williams.
Murder? I charge no, sir.
Abigail were found stabbed tonight. A needle had been found stuck in her belly.
She accuses me?
Aye.
Why, the girl is murdered. She must be ripped out of the world. You heard that, sir. Ripped out of the world. Willard, you heard it.
Out with you.
You dare not touch the warrants.
Out with you.
You ripped the deputy governor's
Curse the
warrant, man.
deputy governor out of my house.
Mr. Proctor!
You are a broken minister. Get you gone with them.
Proctor, if she is innocent, the court will...
If she is innocent? Why do you never wonder if Paris be innocent or Abigail? Is the accuser always holy now? Were they born this morning as clean as God's fingers? I'll tell you what's walking Salem. Vengeance is walking Salem. We are what we always were in Salem. But now the crazy little children jangle the keys to the kingdom, and common vengeance writes the law. That warrant is vengeance. I will not give my wife to vengeance.
I'll go, John.
You will not go.
John, I've got 9 men outside. You cannot keep her. Law binds me, John. I can't budge.
You will see her taken. Proctor, the court is Pilate. God will not let you wash your hands of this.
I think I must go, John. Mary, there's enough bread for the morning. You will bake in the afternoon. Help Mr. Proctor as you were his daughter. You owe me that and much more. When the children wake, speak nothing of witchcraft. It will frighten them.
I will bring you home. I will bring you soon.
Oh, John, bring me soon.
I will fall like an ocean on that court. Fear nothing, Elizabeth.
I will fear nothing. Tell the children I have gone to visit someone sick.
Don't chain her, Willard! Willard, you will not chain her! I will not have her chained! Off with them! I will not see her chained!
And yet, silent minister, it is fraud. You know it is fraud. What keeps you, man?
I will pay you, Willard. I will surely pay you!
Name, John, I cannot help myself. I must chain them all. Not let you keep inside this house till I am gone. Man, are you blind?
Proctor!
Out of my sight!
Charity, Proctor! Charity! What I have heard tonight in her favor, I will fear not testify in court. God help me. I cannot judge her guilty nor innocent. I know not. Only this considered. The world goes mad, and it profit you nothing to lay the cause of vengeance to a little girl.
You are a coward! Though you be ordained in God's own tears, you are a coward now!
Proctor, I cannot think God be provoked so grandly by such petty cause. Our jails are packed. Our greatest judges sit in Salem now, and hanging's promised. We must look to cause proportionate, man. Were there some murder done, perhaps, and never brought to the light? Abomination? Some secret blasphemy that stinks up to heaven? Think on cause, man, and let you to help me to discover it. For there is your way, believe me, there is your only way when such confusion strikes upon the world. Let you counsel among yourselves. Think on your village, and what may have drawn from heaven such thunderous wrath upon you all. I pray God open up our eyes.
I never heard no murder done in Salem.
Leave me, Francis. Leave me.
John, are we lost?
Go home now, Giles. We'll speak on it tomorrow.
Aye, let you think on it. We'll come right with that.
Go home, Giles.
Good night, John.
Mr. Proctor, very likely they'll let her come home once they're given proper evidence.
You're coming to the court with me, Mary? You will tell it in the court.
I cannot charge murder on Abigail!
You will tell them how that puppet came into my house and who stuck the needle in!
You'll kill me for saying that! Abigail charged lechery on you, Mr. Proctor!
She's told you.
I have known it, sir. She'll ruin you with it. I know she will.
Good. Then her saintliness is done with. We will slide together into our pit. You will tell the court what you know.
I cannot! Don't turn on
My
me!
wife will not die for me! I will bring your guts into your mouth, but that goodness will never die for me!
I cannot do it! I cannot!
Make your peace with it! Now heaven and hell grapple on our backs and all old pretenses washed away! Make your peace! Peace! It is a providence now and no great change! We are what we always were in Salem, but naked now! Aye, naked! And the wind, God's icy wind will blow!